790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day's going well for you, wherever you might be. Having ourselves a pretty good day today. Terry Henney here at Radio Center, along with Jonathan Dent. And the heat is gone, at least outside. Anyway.
At least outside, yeah.
We're still struggling with, somebody just has to put a new filter on that air conditioner out there or something.
It's something. I don't know what it is.
Man, it is. It's about 15 degrees warmer inside than what it is outside. And I'm not talking December or January.
No.
It's a little bit on the warm side. Is going to be settling down over top of Lake Superior. So what that's going to do is keep us a little bit on the cool side compared to what we have been getting. But for the most part, we're pretty close to just what's average. We should be 76 in the afternoon and 55 at night. We'll work our way up to right around 72. So a little cooler than normal. A little bit cooler than normal tonight, 48. And quite frankly, that's going to help us, not going to hurt us, because with this dry weather, one thing that we just can't continue to see is the hot baking sun, and then the nighttime temperatures hovering in that upper 50 to low 60 degree range. That's stressing out the plants a little bit. But again, that's a lot better than what we could have been seeing with 90 some degrees during the day and 72, 73 degrees at night. The plants just don't like that at all, especially when they have no moisture to work off of. Now that high pressure that we said is going to be drifting down, eventually it is going to be over Lake Superior tomorrow. So we're going to continue to see an east, eventually a northeast, and then a north wind as we go through the next couple of days. Now, this afternoon, we're going to pick up a little bit more miles per hour here on that wind. We will see some gusts about 25, and then it'll simmer down tonight coming out of the north at about 7-8 miles per hour, 48 with mostly clear skies. Then tomorrow, a lot more in the way of sun. The high pressure is going to be over Lake Superior, 72, so pretty close to what it'll be today, 49 for a low tomorrow night. Again, pretty similar to what we will be getting tonight. Then on Thursday, we're going to start to warm up a little bit, but still, we'll have that north breeze. Very light, though, 5, 6, 7, 10. That's going to be about it on Thursday. 74 for a high on Thursday, 54 for a low on Thursday night with clear skies. Then Friday, we'll see a few more clouds around once again, upper 70s, because that high is going to be moving off to the east away from us. And what it's going to do is actually usher in a little bit more Gulf air. So, and this Gulf air is wet. So what we're going to be seeing is the chance of possibly getting some shower activity on Saturday. Saturday, we're going to rev up to right around 82, 83 degrees. I say rev up because we're hovering in that low 70 degree range for the next few. But Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, there is going to be an opportunity for seeing some measurable amount of rain. I'm not looking at any gully washers. I'm not looking at any severe weather. At least it doesn't look like it, quite simply because it is so dry at the surface. And we've been saying that over and over again. When you have such dry air to start with, whatever moisture you do have in the clouds, the likelihood of it evaporating before it hits the ground is quite large. So Sunday, we're also going to have a chance of some shower activity, but it'll definitely be cooler. Instead of 82 like on Saturday, it'll be 73 on Sunday. Nighttime temperatures not dropping below 50. Then on Monday, we're still going to have a chance of seeing a shower or two. Partly cloudy skies, but an afternoon shower, middle 70s there. But all the way through this period, we're not going to see above average moisture. It'll be average, maybe slightly below normal for this time of the year. The temperature pattern, once we get through these next few days, is going to average out a little bit above normal. And taking a look at some of the longer range models, they are indicating that our temperatures are going to rev up again. So we are going to be seeing some pretty warm weather conditions. Maybe not so much early part of next week, but as we get into the Father's Day weekend and the week after that, we're going to see some pretty warm temperatures once again. Record high in this state is 95. That was set back in 1925. The record low 37, set in 1958. A year ago, 74 was our high, 58 was our low. We picked up a little bit of rain a year ago today, about 4 100ths out at the airport. Incidentally, we were running way ahead on precipitation totals as we move through the first 5 months of 2023 versus what we saw in 2022. But here, just within the last little bit, we're seeing that we had just under 11 1/3 inches of rain as of this date a year ago. We're still looking at 11.87 inches of rain here this year. So we're getting a little bit closer to what we saw a year ago. Record amount of precipitation on this date, just under 2 inches, and that was set way back in 1928. Sun will set this evening, 9:14, rise tomorrow morning at 5:56. So that, in a nutshell, is what we're expecting for the next few days. Incidentally, hot spot in the state right now, Jonathan, is Adrian.
I noticed that.
75.
Yeah.
Everybody else that's in the 70s, it looks like Southeast Michigan, and then over on the west side of the state, we've got a lot of 50s and low 60s over the majority of the rest of the state, even including the Upper Peninsula. I think Copper Harbor's at 52, Munising's at 52. They're about the chilliest of any of the readings that we're seeing. Rogers City's currently at 58. That's about it.
Yep.
As far as our weather goes.
Good
So
to see some rain in the forecast, even if it's not a lot.
yeah, we'll take whatever we can get,
Yeah.
quite frankly. That's it as far as the weather is concerned. Coming up next, we have
We'll be talking with Rick Hollister from the Andersons for our market update today. Then we'll head over to Doug Klein at Oppenheimer. All of that's ahead, but first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment, who want to remind you the farm all got its name because that's exactly what it can do. It can farm all. Doesn't really make much difference of the chore that you need to get done. They've got a horsepower range of anywhere from 35 to 140 horses. And at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, they know that getting the job done starts with choosing the right farm all. That's why they carry a wide range of Case IH Compact Farmall Series tractors. You're going to find the right fit for your operation, from the Value Pack Farmall A Series to the Deluxe Compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. Remember, this tractor does it all. So no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red. It's Farmall. Learn more about the Case IH Farmall tractors and see them on display today at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Jonathan, before we get to the markets, I just want to say congratulations to all the people up at the Bay County Fair and Youth Exposition. The board of directors is having a big ribbon cutting ceremony this afternoon with the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. That's at 4:00 at the fairgrounds. They're going to be cutting the ribbon on a brand new horse facility up there. They're really happy. It's Equine Facilities Improvements.
That's exciting.
Is
stuff.
what they're calling. Yes, they've needed it.
Yeah.
For a long, long time. And of course, there's a whole list of folks that they want to say thank you very much to. And again, we say thank you very much to all the supporters up in Bay County as well as statewide for underwriting the cost, awarding grants for this equine facilities improvement. And if you don't have a chance before to take a look at it, stop by the Bay County Fair. That's going to be, I think it's the first full week of August, if I remember right, and check it out. Take a little tour up there. All righty. Along with us, Rick Hollister from the Andersons. And Rick, first of all, welcome back. And I'm glad that you brought some good prices with you.
Good morning, Terry. Good to be back. Markets are higher at the moment, but we've been really choppy today. I have traded across the board lower briefly. But we're kind of coming back now. Old crop corn up 7, new crops just up a penny. Beans are up 4, 5, 6 cents at the moment. Wheat's up a couple, but like I said, big ranges. I think the wheat range today from high to low is out to around 27 cents. Corn range is a dime from high to low, and the beans are near 25. So a lot of mixed ideas on how far we might take this rally, and it really is based on, we continue to get weather updates every 3 or 4 hours, a new weather forecast, and there's a lot of indecision out in that 10, 12, 14 day forecast. Actually, it's calling for a pretty big rain event out forward in the central and western grain belt. So that's given us the market some cause for concern price-wise that maybe we've gotten this little rally about termed out here or maxed out. But crop conditions report last night also deteriorated corn and soybean conditions much more dramatically than expected. Here in Michigan, we lost 20% of our corn crop out of the good to excellent category, falling down into the fair to poor. So that puts us only about half our crop now is rated good to excellent, a little bit less, 45% good to excellent. So certainly concerned this dry spell we've had, although it is a big relief that we've lost the heat, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you mentioned how dry. I was just taking a look at the topsoil moisture. Only 12% is rated adequate. The rest is all short to very short, and subsoil moisture, we're under 20% adequate there. So, and again, this is statewide. So,
really having that impact, isn't it?
It is. It's huge. And as far as the vegetables go, I don't think the fruit is as quite affected yet. But I know, like our vegetables and that stuff, boy, things have really deteriorated, as you said, rather rapidly here.
Yep, they have. I did a little drive towards Lake Michigan in southwest Michigan over the weekend, and you don't see much for stressed trees, but it's hard to see that stress, on fruit trees. But the sandy soils over that direction, you can sure see the stress in the grass in the yards, but also in the wheat crop that's trying to head out, all different stages now, and you can just tell the wheat's just running out of moisture to keep pushing forward with.
So right now on the board at the Andersons, what do you have?
Yeah, at Hemlock right now, old crop corn is at $5.90. Corn for new crop fall delivery at $4.78. Next January delivery to Hemlock $5.03. Soybeans for June or July delivery at $13.67. New crop beans at $11.27. Old crop red wheat at $5.43. That's for June delivery. New crop for July or August at $5.58. Those bids will come together here shortly. White wheat for June at $5.78. July and August delivery at $6.28. Again, those old crop to new crop wheat bids. In a few weeks, we'll just have one bid. It'll all be new crop.
There you go. Rick, have a great day. We'll talk to you again. All righty.
Yeah, take care.
Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors. It's easy. All you got to do is call them. Steiner Tractor, 800-234-3280. Or you can go to their website at steinertractor.com because they understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. Show it off this summer, too, with the help of Steiner Tractor Parts. And by Freeland Bean and Grain. You know, the planting is pretty well wound down. We got to be looking at post-herbicide application. So the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain have got a great selection of products from SureCrop and Nature's that are going to help you increase your yields. All you got to do is get a hold of Vic over at Freeland Bean and Grain. He is a certified crop advisor, and he'll assist you with scheduling your needs or scouting your fields. And scouting your fields really important right now because of the insect pressure that is out there. Whether you see it or whether you don't, might be a really good idea to double check again and let Vic help you identify what you need to do to keep those that population down. 2 sprayer units ready to help you control weed pressure and apply foliar products. For more, just get a hold of them at Freeland Bean and Grain, serving you since 1983, where serving you is their business. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I was just going to say, what, Rick Hollister hit it. I mean, I've been watching these markets just bounce all over the place.
Yeah.
And,
super volatile.
Yeah, super volatile. Yeah. What's your take on this?
My take, I mean, there's 3 ways to make money in the market. Either you're a producer, that's the bottom rung, or you're the middleman, that's a little better. But the guy that really makes the money is the manipulator. That dude that gets on TV and says, we're cutting production in our oil fields by 1 million barrels a day starting 3 months from now.
Yeah.
That guy makes the money, you know. And he could be a president or a senator or just a dude running the oil fund for Saudi Arabia. That's where the money's at.
That's how those guys become multimillionaires.
Billionaires. We don't even bother with the millionaires anymore.
The billionaires.
Billionaires. Whatever. Money doesn't buy happiness, so we'll just leave it at that. So anyway, here's your numbers. They're kind of mostly just sticking pretty close to even. No big moves today. So here's your numbers. The July corn 603.5 up 6 cents. December corn 537 1/4 up 1/4 of a penny. July soybeans 1354 3/4 up 4 3/4. December soybeans 1183.5 up 3 3/4. July wheat 625.5 up 1 1/2, and December wheat 656 3/4 up 1 1/4. And they said that was volatile today, wildly higher today, whatever, on the dam breach in the Ukraine. Apparently the Russians blew apart a dam and it flooded a pretty good area, and of course instantly they think that the wheat's going to be damaged. I don't know what's true, but that's kind of what the rumor was for a little while. Over to crude oil, 71.89. That is down 26 cents. The heating oil at 237.16, down 1/2 penny. Gasoline is 256.14. That's up 3 3/4 cents. Natural gas 226 1/4. That's up 1.8 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3403 at the border, down 42 ticks. The dollar buys 139.64 yen, that's up 10 ticks. The euro's at 106.91, down 21 ticks. The dollar's at 104.17, up 17 ticks. Gold's at 1961.30, up $3.30. Silver's 23.56, that's down 7 cents. And platinum's at 10.39.10, that's up $2.70.
All righty. Have a good one.
Okay, you too.
Take care, Doug. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. What do you say we take a break, and who do we have on tap?
Well, up next, we'll be talking with Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Agency. But first, this.
Attention car and truck shoppers. I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet Ambassador, and last month I told you about the all-new, bigger, and better Chevy Trax, incredibly selling for only $20,000. Well, the response was through the roof. They're selling as fast as they arrive. So this month, we're offering the opportunity for customers to reserve one that's already built before it gets here. And we're suggesting that for all Chevrolets. And don't just take my word for it. Drive by any Chevy dealerships. Lots are getting empty again. With Blazers now only $262 a month and Silverados up to $50 lower, you heard me right, lower than last month, inventories won't last long. If you're shopping for any new Chevy, reserve one today. Only at Cook Chevrolet M15 Top of the Hill Ambassador.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year and includes all rebates. $22.55 on Blazer, $23.84 on Silverado due at signing. Call or visit us online at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Cut cleaner, cut faster, cut more. The MacDon FD2 Flex Draper's clear-cut high-speeding cutting system delivers just that. Clean cutting at up to 30% faster speeds. Helping you get there is MacDon's improved knife drive with more power and new knife section geometry featuring 25% more cutting surface. And the new plug-free knife guards resist plugging even in the nastiest conditions. We've got it. Come see us at Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, and Beale City and get more with the FD2 Flex Draper.
Don't forget, coming up next Wednesday, June the 14th, Michigan Wheat Program's Summer Field Day is going to be down at MSU Plant Pathology Research Center. That's on College Road. Field day starts 8:15. Breakfast and includes research plots and variety trials that you can take a look at and also talk to some of the researchers and professors working down at MSU as well. For more information and to register, go to miwheat.org. Along with us, Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Craig, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Terry and Jonathan. How's everything there?
Hey, we're doing pretty good. You know, with all this modern technology, it's not exactly kind of like our air conditioning, really, not exactly dependable day in and day out, is it?
Why? You must have been looking over my shoulder and saw me having all my computer problems this morning.
For some reason, computers don't like warm weather either. What are we talking about today, Craig?
Well, Terry, you know, there's still a lot of equipment moving in the fields. The organic folks are still getting some planting done, and everybody else is running their fertilizers and sprayers and stuff. And hard pressed to find a piece of equipment that doesn't have some type of GPS equipment in it these days. You'll even find it in your side-by-sides when they're using those for spraying. So you just want to make sure that most insurance companies don't require you to have that equipment listed. They include it in the value of the piece of equipment. You just want to make sure that's how your insurance company treats it. There are still a few out there that require a list. And you want to make sure you got the right coverage in place for that equipment, because a lot of it can have a zero deductible, and you can also get replacement cost on it, which is not something you can get on the other pieces of equipment you have, but you can get it on your GPS.
The other thing, obviously, when you're using ATVs, those types of equipment, and you're traveling from one field to another, sometimes it's a little bit better idea to load it up on the trailer and haul it to the next field, isn't it?
Well, it can't hurt. The way folks drive these days, I don't know if I'd feel safe in a side-by-side going down the road, and there's hazards no matter what. If you do choose to drive it, make sure you've got liability coverage on it, because that is not part of your standard equipment coverage either.
Okay, good advice. Craig, you take care. Have a good one, okay?
We will do that. Thank you. You too, Terry.
You betcha. Craig Voorhees with the Rommel Agency. Jonathan, you think we're going to get a little insight in the New York markets coming up?
Well, hopefully they're a little bit more stable than what we've seen in Chicago. We'll have Steve Anderson from Baird & Company on after this to give us that update.
Dairy Dew products started out with a single concept, turning dairy manure into high-quality compost to make all-natural, affordable, easy-to-use products.
Dairy Dew compost is blended with chicken manure, gypsum, and other natural ingredients to make a huge difference in your yields as you introduce health back into your fields.
Layer Ash Blend and Layer Ash Blend with Gypsum are some of the best-selling Dairy Dew compost blends for soils on both organic and conventional farms, starting at $71 per ton.
Morgan Composting has now developed organic granulated fertilizers for mid-season side dress and powerful liquids like Kelpful and Humic Blaster to give growing plants the boost they need.
Call a soil health expert at Morgan Composting today for advice on the best compost, granulated or liquid amendments for your farm, or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
Healthy plants come from healthy soil. Healthy soil comes from Dairy Dew.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Well, is Steve in place?
Steve is in place. Steve Anderson from Baird & Company. Good morning, sir.
And good morning to you guys.
Well, you sound a little chipper.
Well, a little chipper I am. Markets, if you're just looking at the market indices, they're mixed, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average down about 12 points, putting it at 33,552 on volume of 296 million shares. The Nasdaq's ahead by 61, putting it at 13,290 on volume of 380 million shares. And just to show you the mixed nature here, S&P is up about 10.5 at 4285. Stocks of local interest are mostly green, though. We got Caterpillar 227 even, up 453. Deere 370.59, up 694. CMS 59.36, up 37. Dow 52.29, up 79. DuPont 71.55, down 2. Corteva is 57.26, up 106. GM 35.22, up 108. Trinzio 15.27, up 111. Walmart 148.80, down $1. Huntington Banks 11.27, up 50. Independent Bank 18.30, up 97, and AT&T is ahead by 28 little pennies at 15.68. So I did pretty good on that batch.
You did all right. Steve, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again.
Yep, thanks, Terry. Bye.
You bet. Bye-bye. We'll be right back.
When it comes to protecting your field from disease and environmental stress, there's Revitec fungicide. And there's everything else. When it comes to unparalleled power, there's Revitec. And everything else. And when it comes to speed and stamina, this is Revitec. This is everything else. Nothing else comes close to Revitec fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Krejak's House Family Restaurant, 989-894-5531. Takes the stress out of supplying the food for an event coming up. Krejak's House, corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. They're also a great place to dine in. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Monica Ricks in New York. After a year of feuding and mounting lawsuits, two pro golf tours are merging. CBS Sports golf writer Patrick McDonald tells us, as part of this agreement, the PGA and LIV will drop all litigation.
LIV Golf wanted to merge with the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour certainly did not want to merge with LIV Golf, but they realized that this entity was going nowhere, that they had bottomless pockets. So I think at the end of the day, Jay Monahan and the PGA Tour board members realized that this could be a win-win for them.
The group claims this will unify the game of golf globally and expand their businesses. In Washington, the House Oversight Committee is hearing testimony today on staffing shortages at the southern border. Homeland Security Inspector General Joseph Ghaffari.
Despite greater workloads, staffing levels of both agencies have remained relatively flat. CBP and ICE have relied on the use of temporary duty assignments, overtime shift work.
The shortages continue weeks after Title 42 expired, causing an influx of migrants seeking asylum at the border. Ukraine has now blamed Russia for blowing up a major dam and power station, forcing the evacuations of thousands of people. CBS's Deborah Pata has details from Kharkiv.
The blast smashed through the dam wall. Water from the Dnipro River is now gushing downstream in the direction of the southern city of Kherson, raising fears of massive flooding in low-lying areas, forcing some residents to evacuate. Everything is getting wiped out on the way, said this man.
European leaders are calling the dam's destruction a war crime. Prince Harry has started testifying in a phone hacking trial before Britain's High Court.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. Prince Harry has been testifying that media intrusion from childhood onward left him deeply traumatized, unable to trust people he thought must be selling private information about him to the tabloids.
Protesters are back out in France protesting the government's new pension plans.
Unpopular pension reforms have now become law and will come into effect in September. But for the tens of thousands on the streets of France today, that's not a reason to stop protesting, as the retirement age has been raised to 64, and French workers will have to put in 43 years on the job before they can quit on a full pension. Elaine Cobb, CBS News, Paris.
The voice behind that huge 1960s hit and bossa nova classic has died. Brazilian singer Astrud Gilberto lent her voice to the wistful ballad, The Girl from Ipanema. It won the Grammy for Record of the Year back in 1965. Gilberto was 83. This is CBS News.
Need hires who dazzle without the hassle? You need Indeed. Their powerful platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It is 64 degrees at 12:03. Good afternoon. I'm Christiana Malakara. A weekend shooting outside a business in Saginaw left one teen seriously injured. State police say a 17-year-old male was shot around 1:15 Sunday afternoon outside of a business near Genesee Street and Holland Avenue. He was then taken to a local hospital and listed in critical condition. The MSP Saginaw Major Case Unit says that there are currently no suspects in custody. Anyone with information is asked to call 989-759-1605 or contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. Dry weather has a lot of people watering their lawns, and it is putting stress on water lines across Detroit. Water and Sewer Department crews are working to fix 40 water main breaks. Director Gary Brown says, well, there were big events happening in the city, including the Grand Prix. The dry weather has people using their sprinkler systems more than usual. Brown says the city has seen 700 million gallons of water use each day, which is more and most in the past several years. Crews are hoping to have water main breaks fixed in the next few days. A West Michigan man will spend 15 years in prison for his part in a stalking case. Authorities say it is the one that they've seen that is worst. Investigators say that Mitchell Pierce would call, text, Facebook message, and email his ex-wife, threatening to kill her and her children. Lead prosecutor in the case was Alexis Stanford, who has taken on many domestic violence cases.
The unfortunate reality is that women in our society are much more likely to be subject to physical, psychological, and sexual violence. But we are not helpless. And the message that I want women to hear today is that they should feel empowered to speak up. Law enforcement will listen and believe you and help you.
After spending 15 years behind bars, Pierce will be on a supervised release for 3 years. It is 64 degrees at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and the world.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
All right, let's do it. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. I'm Jamie Markley. That's David Van Camp. There's Scott Robbins. A lot to get to today. Some disturbing stories, some uplifting stories, some stories that are just going to make you laugh. Where do you want to start, David?
Yeah, well, I guess we can start in the state of Texas, where the sheriff of Bexar County, Texas, that's where San Antonio is recommending criminal charges related to the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, shipping 49 migrants to Martha's Vineyard.
What?
Yeah, it's not really clear who the charges will be against, but that has been whatever evidence they've collected since that happened has been forwarded to the DA's office, and they're going to be processing it. And Javier Salazar, the sheriff of Bexar County, he seems like a pretty nice guy. Like if you were just having a beer with him, you'd be able to get along pretty well.
Okay.
It's a bummer, man, to see this guy just become a complete tool of the Democrat Party. Because that's all this is. This is so stupid.
Criminal charges for the Martha's Vineyard stunt.
Yeah.
But this from San Antonio.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You look confused, Scott.
Well, I am confused. Everybody's confused right now. It's a political stunt, and I would just ask again the question, like after Alvin Bragg in New York indicted Donald Trump, where the hell are you, conservative county sheriffs? The left is not afraid to weaponize the force of law, so play by their rules. Let's go. Come on.
I guess that's true, yeah. Wow, that is really odd. Okay, so that's out there. And then this whole Joe Biden bribery allegation, okay? And to me, it's like, it's all right there for you. I know that legacy media is ignoring it, and a lot of people in the country don't even know anything about it. But we've known about these things for so long, it's just sort of a given. It's like, well, of course. But this is interesting audio with Jamie Raskin.
Yeah, I think it is. So House Republicans yesterday came out and said the feds are actually actively investigating Joe Biden related to these bribery allegations from when he was vice president. They're trying to get, House Republicans are trying to get unclassified access to a form that details a particular set of allegations. The FBI won't hand it over because, according to Republicans, it's part of an ongoing investigation. And that's why Republicans are going to be holding a contempt of Congress hearing for the FBI director, Christopher Wray. Now, Democrat Representative Jamie Raskin